Attention Earthlings, do not attempt to adjust your dial.
You are about to voyage into the marvelously mystifying.
Join us as we navigate the enigmatic waters of consciousness, delve into the arcane realms of the occult and the paranormal, and converse with captivating beings from across the universe. Prepare
to expand your mind, challenge your perceptions, and journey into the unknown with your guides, Bunnicula and HP Hovercraft.
The frequencies of strangeness await.
Welcome to Dizzy Spell.
Dizzy Spell. Dizzy Spell.
Hello, Earthlings.
Yeah, what's up?
Welcome to the Dizzy Spell.
It's the season finale.
It is the season finale. Can you believe it?
Everybody's been waiting for us to finally be done.
They are over it.
Yeah. I say, please take a break.
Yet they're still listening.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Well,
Just
if you
kidding.
got this far, thank you for listening to all of them.
Yes. Thanks for listening. I am Bunnicula.
I am HP Hovercraft.
That's right. Go ahead. Take a drink of your beer.
Yep.
Is that a whole beer? There's like a whole growler over there.
Yeah, I had to.
I'm here for it.
I got to talk about it.
Sorry.
I had to steal some draft beer from work because I forgot to bring anybody. I forgot my laptop, forgot my cold beers. I'm unprepared.
That's okay.
But,
we have the most important thing, which is our guest.
Yes.
Welcome, Jake Johnston, our guest today.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
We have a really funny little Google Meet setup because I don't have my laptop where I'm on my phone. You're on your laptop. I assume you're on some sort of laptop.
I'm on a laptop, yeah.
But you do sound great.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
And normally I feel like when there is a Zoom or some sort of guest on a podcast, they don't sound good. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the clarity is there.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you, Google Meet. Sponsor us, Google Meet.
Yeah, buy some ad space.
All right, so it's the season finale. We've got some exciting stuff in store, but I thought we could start off the way we usually do, talking about a little bit of pop culture.
Okay.
You brought this up last episode, but I watched Under the Silver Lake.
Okay.
And I thought this would be a good thing to talk about because, Jake, don't you live in Silver Lake?
Yeah, I live kind of like right outside of Silver Lake. I live adjacent to it in Atwater Village.
Also,
so right across the LA River.
Jake, what's your whole deal?
My whole deal?
Yeah. Why are you on? Why do we got Jake here?
Well,
Jake, what do you do?
I work in animation, so maybe that's what my deal is.
That's your deal.
Yeah,
sure.
that's my deal.
Yeah.
Nice.
I live out here in LA.
Yeah, so Jake Johnston and I go way back. We both used to work at a pizza shop together. And I was telling our producer off air that Jake would draw these little drawings he called goblins on our dry erase board and had these intricate stories and whole concepts behind these goblins. And then I feel like those goblins were sort of your trajectory. They guided you into becoming a professional animator.
Yeah, totally. That's what got me into it, yeah.
And now you work on Futurama, which is crazy.
I just worked on the last season of that. So, yeah.
So super cool. I just saw you posted, I think today, right? That the new season's about to come out.
Yeah, I think it comes out on the 27th. So I did the compositing on that. So it's kind of a weird job in animation, but it's I love it.
What does that entail necessarily?
You're kind of like I equate it to the mix engineer in music. So we kind of get all the layers of animation and combine them all together and make them look really good and add any effects, add any lighting, and kind of we're the last step before it goes to the editors who kind of chop it up and put it into the chop up all the scenes and put them all together. So I kind of think about it like a mix engineer in music. We kind of fix mistakes, kind of fix timing.
Cool.
Yeah,
and we'll get more into your animation in a little bit.
Sick.
But first, I want to talk about
Silver Lake.
Under the Silver Lake. Have you seen this movie, Jake?
No.
Oh man,
I think you'd like it. It's got a little bit of a David Lynch vibe to it for sure.
I think a lot.
Yeah.
I want to preface it that I thought about this on the way over here because I knew you wanted to talk about it. The first time that I watched this movie, I fell asleep pretty early on.
It's long.
And then woke up at the part where the guy is it's in the tunnel and the guy pulls all the dog food out of his pocket and
Yeah.
was yelling at him.
Yeah.
I was like, what has happened in this movie
Yeah.
since then?
Well, Jake, you'll have to watch it, especially since it's in your hood. But yeah, I think it kind of came up because I feel like there's been sort of this trend lately. We've been watching a lot of things that revolve around like the Hollywood industry and like this sort of like deep, like dark underbelly of it, you know,
Yeah.
like David Lynch definitely taps into that a lot.
Totally.
But then also Late Night with the Devil kind of got into that. Did you see that movie, Jake?
Nope.
Okay, that's okay. Do you watch a lot of movies?
No.
I was going to say, I didn't get that vibe from you.
What's the last movie that you watched?
I watched, let me see here. It was probably like Raiders of the Lost Ark or something on my phone. You know, something, some classic thing like that. I can't even remember. I watched the Shogun series a lot when that was on because I really loved that book. And so I did get into that. That was like one of the main kind of pop culture, like entertainment things that I kind of got into. Yeah.
Cool.
Not a movie, but
The masterpiece Raiders of the Ark watched the way it was meant to be viewed
On the
on
phone.
a cell phone.
yeah.
Spielberg would be stoked.
I love it.
This is another one. Just yesterday, I took an afternoon nap and then I woke up and Abby had been watching Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, God.
So you ever just on a Sunday afternoon watch the last hour of Requiem for a Dream?
That's what I do every Sunday.
She had never seen it before.
Oh, wow.
So, because I think that movie's great and I loved it. I still think it's a great movie. But like I feel like it's when you're like early high school, like this is the most important movie ever to me, like stylistically and just like what it's about and like how subversive it is and how like tragic the story is. But one thing that I think that it does really well is kind of like in the beginning, everybody's having a good time. Like they're all like they're making money. Ellen Bernstein is losing weight and like having a good time. Like everybody's like, and then there's like the good parts of it. The good parts of drugs and things are like the first half hour. I only got like the horrible, like just watching it, like contextually with just the horribleness is rough. And then just Oscar talk about it. The fact that score was not nominated for anything is crazy.
Who worked on it? Do you know?
Clint Mansell, is it?
Oh, I
The
don't
score
know.
is awesome. Yeah.
It's like iconic. Like, and it's in every, like, it's instantly recognizable, and it's crazy to me that was not even nominated.
Interesting. Yeah, I have
That's
not
it.
seen that in 15 or more years, so I need to revisit that one.
Abby's only takeaway from it really was Jennifer Connelly is too beautiful to play that role. That's all she kept saying. She is one of the most beautiful women of all time. She can't be just like a normal person. That's what she kept saying.
That's fair. That's fair. I went to see Moulin Rouge at the Belcourt yesterday.
Wow.
That was cool. I have always really loved that movie, but yeah, seeing it on the big screen was a really special experience. And our mayor was in the theater. I love that our mayor went to go see Moulin Rouge
Shout
at noon
out.
on a Sunday. I'm like, I respect that, you know?
Oh, that is really cool. I also went and saw Inside Out 2
Oh, how was
yesterday
that?
with Casper. First movie
Oh,
experience.
yeah.
I thought it was great. Loved it.
Nice. Congrats. I loved it. All right. So another kind of just pop culture-y kind of thing I was thinking we could talk about, not to make it all about me, but I auditioned for a video game.
Okay.
So
In what?
like a voice audition.
Okay.
Yes. So I just thought this was interesting, and you might think it's interesting too. And I don't know, it's kind of funny. So I saw this just open casting call. I was like randomly house sitting, and they were like, you know, it seemed like super easy to audition. Like it was like record this 30-second snippet on your phone in a closet and send it to us or whatever. So I did, and I got a call back. And so I did a second audition where I like went to a professional studio. My dad has like a sound booth in his house, so he like professionally recorded it for me, and I sent it in, and my husband was running lines with me for that one, and I recorded 2 takes, and they said you could send up to 3 takes. I recorded 2 takes and was like, I'm good, I'm done. I didn't want to like re-record. I didn't want to overthink it. I was like, I'm going to obsess about this if I try. So I just was like, I'm not going to try. And I got second place, they said. I talked to them yesterday. They said that that they want me to be like the vocal stand-in for this game. I don't know if I can say the name of the game, so I'm not going to say, but it's like an indie game. Who knows how long it'll take to come out. But basically they were like, we want you to be the stand-in for this character to help with like the development. And then when the game comes out, there's going to be like an alternative voice for the character. So like if you don't like the voice of the main character,
customize.
you can change it. Yeah. And so I think I'm going to be one of the like alternate voices.
That's awesome.
Wow.
For this video game.
That's awesome.
I think it's funny, but I just, the lowest amount of effort I've ever put into anything in my life. And I'm like, cool, I might be in a video game.
That's awesome.
Isn't it funny?
That is funny.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you got to do like full motion capture for it.
No. Oh no. I don't
For
want
the
to do
sequel. After the
For the sequel, okay.
After the first game makes tons of money. And
yeah.
they got a bigger budget for the rest of it.
That would be cool. I don't know. I'm like, I could see us. I mean, I think the thing is I feel like I'm a very awkward person in front of a camera, but I feel like I've just been in front of a microphone for 7 years doing community radio and podcasting. So being in front of a microphone is really not that weird for me anymore. So I just, and because we did radio for so long, it's like you have to do it all in one take, right? So I just kind of went for it. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Dude, being a voice actor would be sweet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that'd be cool. Like that'd be a way to like sort of work from home and I don't know, just
be super hard. Like, I mean, obviously, like voice actors are very talented and they do a lot of work and have honed their craft over years. But like to be that like level of like celebrity, but not, where you're maybe not like visually recognizable, but you could bust it out would be the dream.
Yeah.
As far as like a public facing persona would be.
Yeah. No, I think that could be cool. I am curious, Jake, like, have you ever met any of the voice actors who work for like the stuff you work on?
No, I've never met anybody from the stuff I've worked on. I've met a couple. I've come across a couple voice actors in my day.
Oh, yeah. Being in LA, I'm sure they're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was curious because Joe DiMaggio is Bender, but he's also Jake the dog in Adventure Time. So that would be...
He's lots of stuff, too.
Yeah, he's in a million things, but that would be the one that I would be really excited to meet.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, okay. So before we jump a little more into our interview today with Jake, do we want to answer some listener mail?
Yeah, do listener mail.
All right.
Last one.
All right. So it's our season finale. We're busting out an extra special DQ, aka Dizzy question, aka direct query for me, you, HP, and you, Jake, to all answer. Okay. So how about we let Jake go first?
Oh, no. I'm just joking.
This will be a fun one. I think you'll like this, and I bet you'll have interesting things to say.
Time for direct queries.
Okay, so today's DQ comes from our listener, DA. DADQ.
DADQ.
All right, so DA says, DQ, you encounter a real alien. Telepathically, it communicates that its race is truly peaceful and asks you to join them in their unending exploration of space. But you have to leave immediately. If you choose to stay, you will remember nothing of your encounter. But if you go, you will never see or speak to your friends and loved ones again, and they will never know what happened to you. Do you go with the alien?
I'd probably stay.
Why?
It's like I don't trust this alien. I need more info. I don't. Who's this thing? Sounds sketchy.
I'm on the stay. I'm on the stay for sure.
Yeah, I would also stay.
Yeah,
I got too much going on.
There's too much. Yeah.
There's maybe like a time in my past life, not like my past life, but like the previous states of my current life. that I might have made that decision. I don't know if I'd let the curiosity get to me. Do you watch Smiling Friends?
I haven't
we
seen
talked
it.
about this on here yet?
I haven't seen
Jake, do you watch?
I don't know that. Yeah, no.
it. It's an animated show.
It's like the current
Oh, nice.
Adult Swim, like
It's on Adult
the
Swim?
new big.
I wonder if I've seen it.
I've seen like memes of it.
They just had in the most recent season there was a abducted by aliens thing, and they were just kind of like partying, and they were ultimately lying about all of the things that they were talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, what, are you just gonna trust them?
Yeah.
You're gonna trust like put the same. Like, say the same question, but it's not intergalactic. It's like maybe like
Just some dude.
cross-continental.
Yeah.
You know, it's also no.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you want to travel? Like, do you want to take a ship to Australia and live there, and the same everything is the same. Same,
but
same
also,
prospect.
but also that person would be saying, "Join me in unending exploration," and that's like maybe if they were like coming with some hard answers immediately,
Unending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not going to ever rest.
It sounds exhausting.
We're not taking a break at any point.
Yeah. Life is tiring enough. I don't know. Unending exploration.
I'm not ready for unending exploration of anything.
I think that's fair. Well, thank you for your question, DA.
Just bummer answer from all of us. the High Strangeness podcast, and we're all just like, nah, I think I'd rather just stay home and take a nap.
Well, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I said many times on our radio show that I will go on the record as saying I never want to meet an alien. They don't sound very chill. They seem scary. I don't want to meet one. Like, no thanks. So maybe that's just controversial for a High Strangeness podcaster to say.
We hate space.
We hate space. No, just the aliens. Wow. Good times. Good times. All right. So let's move into a little bit more learning about our guest today, Jake Johnston. So as I said previously, back when we used to be friends here in Nashville, I guess we're still friends, but not in Nashville. You would draw these little goblins. I'm curious, like, where did the goblins come from?
I've been drawing them my whole life. Just these little creatures that kind of do as they please when they please, and kind of,
I love that. And you've kind of come up with these like concepts and sort of like pantheons of.
Oh yeah. I have a whole. I actually recently did a whole pitch, like a whole show pitch, where I have like characters broken down and episodes and stuff. So yeah, it's a big universe of goblins, and they all. Tony Blazer's the main character. You know Tony Blazer.
Shout out Tony Blazer.
Tony Blazer's also your dog.
That's my dog. He's not
so
a dog
cute.
in the Goblin universe. He's an artist, like the best artist and time traveler, but with a big
He's not a
mullet,
dog in the Goblin
He's got
universe.
he's got a big blonde mullet, and he's like obsessed with perfection. Like in his minimalist period, he created art so minimalistic that he created black holes in the fabric of space-time. Like stuff like that,
I love it. That's amazing. Wow. So what's the name of the show that you're trying to pitch?
Goblins with a Z.
Love it.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, classic.
Yeah, exactly. I just always thought goblins was a funny word, so I just,
Absolutely. And so people can see your videos, right? If you go on your
Yeah.
Instagram.
So I have these little tiny videos right now. Actually, I have a couple ones that are like longest is maybe like 45 seconds. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of little tiny like 4-second videos of these little goblin characters. There's a little page on. Actually, it's not on my. I have some on my Instagram. But if you go to my website, goblinvideos.com, there's a whole section there. With just goblins, and you got all these characters, and they all have their little backstories, but I don't have any of the backstories on the website or anything. You can just watch the little videos.
I love it. Goblin videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, check those out.
Goblin videos with an S, that one, but yeah, GOBLINVIDEOS.com. Not videos with a Z. I know. That was one of the things I was like, should I put it? Because I love putting Z's in place of S because it just like looks more hardcore. But I thought it would be hard to tell people Goblin videos with a Z. So I just made it real simple. But yeah, Z's, Z's replacing S's are always the best.
That's smart. So have you gotten a pitch to anyone cool or just,
I did the other day. I didn't get to pitch like personally, but I sent it I got a contact somewhere. We'll see. I don't know if it will ever, I'm eventually going to do something with them anyway. So if it gets picked up by something, that's even better. But, it was a good reason to like get it going. But yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So do you want to tell us a little more about your journey to how you ended up working for Futurama and Disenchanted?
So I started, we were at the pizza shop and I was doing those goblins on the board, whatever you call that, the whiteboard. And I just on a whim, I started animating them one day. And I just was doing it on my phone. I didn't have like any equipment or anything. And I kind of just got obsessed. And from there, people started asking me to do like little videos. Like you were actually I think you were the first person that asked me to make a video for them. Nice. And you asked me to do a Far Out Fest. Remember that?
Yeah,
it
like
was
a promo
it may
video.
have been, it may have been the first. Was it no, it was like the second Far Out Fest, 2018, I think.
Yeah, did it play at Third Man? If it played at
Third Man, yeah. It played at Third Man, yeah.
Second year, yeah.
Yeah. So that was like, you asked me to do that video. And then after that, I was like, dude, maybe people will want me to do videos. I could do this. This is so much fun. And then I got to do some videos for bands, like Blank Range asked me to do a video. Mm-hmm. I got to do a video for a LA band out here called the Wild Reeds.
I remember that video. Yeah, that was cool.
I did one for Majestico, actually, but it hasn't been released. That was a long time ago. I don't know if it'll ever get released. It was like a little promo. But then from there, I just loved making animations so much. Those weren't really Goblin videos, too. Those were just like random, like collage kind of style stuff. And I was still using my phone for everything. Yeah. But then I wanted to take it to the next level. So I was like, okay, I want to really work at like an animation studio. How do I do this? How do I do this? And I couldn't really get like a foot in. So I went back to school up in Washington for a year. And I went to UW. That's where I went to school back in the day, University of Washington. So I finished up a year there where they had a really quick animation program where I learned a whole bunch of stuff. I learned like 3D animation and all that stuff, which I rarely ever use. But it helped me kind of like, when I got out of there, I could at least put that on my resume that I just finished school. And I don't know if it helped me or not. I think it did. I mean, I learned a lot. From there, I just started just emailing people, and I eventually got into Rough Draft Studios, which is the one that does Disenchantment. I worked on that first, and then I worked on Futurama, and now I'm just doing freelance stuff, and yeah, that's about it.
So when you say you were doing it on your phone, what does that necessarily entail? Because like my understanding of animation is still like, oh, you draw the keyframes and then you send them to Korea, and they.
That's what they do now. Yeah, that's what the studios do it. Yeah. So on my phone, I was doing a lot of like stop motion stuff. So I had like that stop motion app. There's a lot of good apps though on phones and iPads and stuff so I was using a whole bunch of different stuff. And I was doing a lot of cutout stop motion. So, but I've done like 2D animation and I've done all styles now. And now I use a computer, obviously, and all that stuff. But at the time, I almost wanted to keep it a secret. I was using my phone because I was like, nobody's going to hire me. I'm just using my phone.
Yeah. Your phone is a computer.
It is.
Like at this point, we have like, indie films shot entirely. You have, so Sean Baker did Tangerine entirely on his phone. And also, what's the Florida Project? Has the end of it is on the phone. And then Olivia Rodrigo's most recent music video is on the iPhone.
Nice.
Like, it's a thing. It's not like, it's kitschy, but it's not. Like, the point is that it is powerful enough to be doing that stuff on it. Steven Soderbergh has a couple movies.
Yeah, totally.
Too.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the camera on it's good. I mean, I think if you're doing animation, especially if you're just doing like stop motion stuff, it seems to do the job really good. I've tried to use other I've tried to use external cameras before for that kind of stuff, and actually just like was like a pain kind of to me. I don't know. It's like
because it's not native.
It was just like it was just like one thing in between that was like I'll just take my iPad and do it, and it's just like or using scanners and stuff. I have like a scanner that I use sometimes, but sometimes it's just easier just to use my iPad or my phone, and I don't know.
Well, I feel like part of that too is that Apple kind of makes it that way on purpose. That it's
Totally. I think
to just use the onboard equipment.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah,
they want you to do that.
That's a good point.
That's the dizzy conspiracy for the episode.
Is that Apple wants you?
Apple wants you to use their products.
I don't think that's a conspiracy.
What jerks?
That's a hot take. I don't know.
They're not fooling me.
We might get canceled for that one.
No, I think it's okay. Apple, if you want to send us money and also laptops, because I forgot mine today.
I love it. All right. So, Jake, last time I saw you was in In-N-Out. But before that, we went to go see.
Shout out In-N-Out.
Shout out.
Man,
Shout out.
I miss In-N-Out often.
Mm-hmm.
Lived in California for a long time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where did you live? Okay, I know. Yeah.
Blank that out, producer.
Yeah?
I'm just kidding.
Secret past you don't want anyone to know about?
I don't want to get doxxed.
That's fair.
My family.
Bruh.
My family needs to be protected.
This is coming from someone who. This is coming from who. Oop. See. All right. See, I said your name.
Formally giving out my actual phone number on the live radio.
Mac, please delete the part where I said HP Hovercraft's real name on air. This is coming from the person who told me last week that a random podcast listener just recognized you at work.
That's awesome.
I was like, how
They
did
get
he
recognized.
know?
Hey, shout out that guy.
There's like one picture of you on our Instagram.
He recognized me, and I appreciated it. It made my day.
I love it. I love it. Did it make you feel like?
It made me feel good. I went, wow. I said, I'm quitting my job right now.
That is funny.
How do you know you
I
didn't
love it.
recognize the voice though? Like were you talking?
That's true.
Oh, maybe did he call you HP Hovercraft?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Well,
That's a good point. He probably recognized my voice.
Yeah.
probably. So to go back to what I was saying, we went to In-N-Out, but before that, we went to go see this band called Witch. We intend to create havoc. They're a Zamrock band.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we intend to create havoc.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah, that's what like Witch stands for.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow, cool.
And this is a band I have been just like obsessed with for like at least 15 years. And honestly, when I discovered them, I didn't think I would ever get to see them. But then they got back together.
I remember when you went to that show.
Yeah, this is last August, so about almost a year ago. And then my buddy was opening the show, got us tickets, shout out to my homie. And then I just remember there being this really funny mix-up where when I invited Jake to the show, he thought I said it was a glam rock show. And so when the show started and all these like African dancers are coming out and doing all this stuff, and he's like, "This is the band we're here to see?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "This is the glam rock band?" I was like, "No, it's Zamrock, dude."
And you look up Witch on your phone. I looked up glam rock band Witch, and there's a glam rock band named Witch from like the 80s. And I was like, this isn't the guy. This is their backup band. This is really weird. This doesn't make sense.
Your phone betrayed you.
Yeah.
They're
Put so much
Zamrock
trust.
because they're from Zambia.
Oh,
Yeah. From like
They're
the
awesome.
70s.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
That was great.
Yako Gardner was playing bass with them, and it was out of this world. Super good. But that reminded me that, Jake, you have some very interesting taste in music. And I'm curious, do you ever like draw inspiration from music with your animation? Or like, what are you listening to right now?
Right now, I'm kind of doing all the music for anything. Now my goal, so when I do that show, I want to do all the music to it myself.
cool.
So I'm doing that a lot. But, my taste, the Goblin music, a lot of the times on the old Goblin videos, I would use this dude named Enoch Light. He was my favorite dude to put on Goblin stuff. And I don't know if you're familiar with this guy.
No,
but
check it out.
he's from like maybe late 50s, early 60s. And he was very innovative in like cutting edge recording techniques and stuff. And he'd do a lot of cover songs. So we get really great session musicians. And he would just have these amazing arrangements. And he really prided himself on sonic quality. So like people that like would have like a really nice like refrigerator. They'd have the best refrigerator. They'd have the best stove. They'd have the best sound system. So they wanted the best audio quality. So they'd buy Enoch Light record and they put it on. And it kind of reminds me a lot of like I've never seen the show, but you know that show Mad Men?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of guys, they'd want the best audio quality. So they put on some Enoch Light and the music's just like really creative. Like the arrangements are just like almost avant-garde because they're so wacky. Like they'll have a celeste and then like a trombone and then some like marching band, and they make no sense, but they're just, I've never heard records that have such like amazing audio quality. He actually was like he recorded on what is it 35 millimeter movie tape.
Whoa.
Because it's because of the what do you call those holes on the sides of the tape? It's
Yeah. I don't know what they're called, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, it keeps the tape rolling steady so there's no tape flutter. So he did a lot of really cool, innovative things like that. So it almost sounds like a lot of those records that are recorded on 35 millimeter tape, they almost sound like they recorded on like Pro Tools, but with that warm tape kind of feel. It's really bizarre. You wouldn't believe it.
So interesting.
And then he went into a psychedelic phase for a while where he was like experimenting with like psychedelic electronic sounds, but he'd do like covers of like Scarborough Fair and like electronic style, because he wasn't really an electronic guy, but he was like, this is my take on electronic music. You know, that's kind of like
Cool.
the way he thought. He was like a connoisseur of music, and he was like, okay, here's my take on electronic. Those are some of my favorite albums. He has a couple of those, and they're just they're just really amazing. But
It sounds like cocaine Mort Garson.
I don't know that.
Do you know Mort Garson? Have you ever
No.
listened to him?
No.
Oh man, you've never heard of Plantasia?
No, that name sounds familiar.
You
I
should
don't
check
know.
out Plantasia.
Yeah, okay.
It's an album. Yeah, Mort Garson was like,
Oh, Mort Garson, the guy. He did the meditation. What was it? He isn't that the guy? He's an electronic guy, right?
mm-hmm.
And he has a record that you're supposed to listen to. Yeah, Moog, and he has he has a record. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he did one called Ataraxia.
Plantasia. Yeah, I definitely know him. Yeah, he's
and
great.
Then he did like a couple under different names that were really like more occult and
Yeah,
cool.
he has an occult one. Yeah,
Wide array of styles and different.
totally.
Lucifer Black Mass is one. Yeah, and then Ataraxia is another, and then Plantasia is one he did.
Ataraxia.
Yeah, yeah, super good stuff. But yeah, Mort Garson, but with
Yeah, he's awesome.
That sounds good.
I don't think this guy's like as cool as that guy. Probably this guy's
Enoch Light.
Enoch Light. Yeah,
Great name.
That's an amazing name.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Yeah.
another thing I was going to say, but completely forgot. I put it all into my one bit.
It's okay. Do you listen to Master and Wilburn Burchette? Have you ever heard
No,
of him?
I don't
Master
know that.
Wilburn Burchette. You might vibe with that too. He was an interesting fellow who did a lot of cool, like guitar-based music, but it was like really sort of eerie and I don't know, has this interesting sort of like channeling quality to it that is very out there.
Oh,
from the 60s.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on.
are you familiar with the band Goblin?
Yeah. Isn't it like a French band or something? Am I right? Or are they
they
like a
French?
horror music or something? Or they did the soundtrack
They
to
did
a
a
horror
lot of
movie?
soundtracks for.
They did Suspiria.
specifically, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Suspiria
Yeah.
soundtracks like their most.
Was that an Italian movie or old Italian movie?
they're
Am I thinking?
Italian.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're probably Italian.
Because
Yeah.
it's
Giallo movies.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did a lot of soundtracks for that. Maybe that could factor into your.
I've seen their record a lot at the store. Like I'll see Goblin, I'll be like, oh god, I gotta get that. It's always too expensive. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay like $50 for that, you know.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The
You know what I'm saying? They're
originals.
rare.
And also like soundtrack vinyl is
Oh man, yeah.
always it's always like in the 40 to like because they're like collectors
Mm-hmm.
items all the time, even if they're new. Like that's kind of like that's the phase until they press too many of them and you can get the Hateful Eight score for like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good example also of like something where there's lots of strings and bells and then synths as well. Goblin
Yeah.
is kind of doing that thing where it's orchestral, but they've got the electronic element.
Yeah,
in there
totally.
all the
Say
time.
there's the classic one that we both like, Phantom. What is it? The Fantastic Planet. That sound. That's
That soundtrack is crazy.
While we're on this wavelength for a minute, anybody Phantomas with Mike Patton?
I haven't listened to that.
One of the greatest, like
I don't know that.
movie related things. So it's Mike Patton, Buzz from Melvins, Dave Lombardo from Slayer, and one other. I think it's bass player from Slayer as well. But they have a band's called Phantomas. They do a lot of movie related things. They have albums, but they have one album, I believe it's called The Director's Cut, that is them doing their interpretations of so they do like the Godfather theme, the theme for Baby, Rosemary's Baby, Cape Fear, and
Fun.
it is like incredible.
That sounds awesome.
It's a big like Halloween time record for me.
Okay.
Definitely put that in the thing. Put that in the queue. Check it out. Shout out.
Shout out Phantomas.
Yes.
Okay, run the commercial.
From 1980 to the early 90s, my father owned a video store in a small town in Kentucky. Join us the last Wednesday of every month as we take a journey back to that time and explore the films that were released during the home video boom of the 1980s. From holiday-themed horror,
Christmas Eve is the scariest damn night of the year,
to Star Wars ripoffs. There were countless trends during this period of cinema, as the advent of home video created an entirely new market for both producers of low and high budget cinema. Many of these films have been forgotten. Many of them are probably best left forgotten, but together, we are going to discover the weirdest, campiest, strangest films you've probably never heard of inside my dad's video store.
We're now back to HP and Bunnicula.
Well, Jake, what other projects you got working on?
No, I've been doing a lot of freelance stuff. I got to actually do some freelance concept art and illustration. It hasn't been released yet, so I can't really. I don't even know if it will ever get released. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah. If anybody's ever looking for any freelance, or if anybody's ever looking for any animation, especially bands or anything, I really want to do some more music videos. So hit me up. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Should they DM you on Instagram or what?
You can DM me on Instagram, or you can email me. That's probably the best. That's my email's jakejohnstonart@gmail.com. So JakeJohnston art@gmail.com.
You heard it here, folks. Hit him up for your music video visual needs.
Anybody that you look up to in that world in terms of like animated music videos or kind of outsider animation? I have like what's the I can't remember his name at this point, but it's terrible.
Wayne White.
What?
Wayne White.
No. It's a very famous animated short, and the guy is like a big name in like alternative animation. The short I'm thinking of, I think, is called Banned or Canceled, and it is like a series of like advertisements, quote unquote, that he was assigned to do, and it's all like kind of like stick figure drawings, but it's like the I am a banana.
I don't know. I'd have to check it out.
I think did this person do a full length movie that just played at Belcourt?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not familiar with this.
Don Hertzfeldt?
There you go.
Thanks,
I don't know that person.
Producer.
Maybe I know that person.
Shout out.
Michael, thank you.
Just from the other room. He can hear us.
That was beautiful. Yeah, he just had a film play at Belcourt.
So that he I'm taking away from the question I asked you at this point. Anyways, I just wanted to bring up that is great, and everybody should check that out.
All right. What about
I
you,
gotta
Jake?
check that out. I have my favorite dude when I was first starting. It was Winston Hacking. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No.
Yeah, I really liked watching Off the Air on Adult Swim. If you're familiar with that, they had it was just all like music videos and stuff, really off the wall kind of stuff. When I was first starting, I kind of like didn't like watching other stuff because I didn't want to get discouraged. And I also like didn't want to get influenced, but mostly because I didn't want to get discouraged. Like, man, I'm not gonna be able to do that. But that was the one show that I just always watched. I'd watch it like on the internet and stuff. And so that guy Winston Hacking, that's how I found out about him. I like Alberto Mialgo's stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he does really innovative like 3D stuff. He was like one of the developers of like Spider-Verse style. And then he did
where it's like changing constantly and
where it's like it's a really stylized 3D kind of, he was like one of the first people that really pushed that. So he's always on the cutting edge. So I just love checking out what he's up to. And he's more like art director and that kind of thing. But whatever he's working on is always just amazing. Those two guys, Rough Mercy is another guy. He does a lot of hip hop videos and stuff, and he's kind of got a collage, kind of like painterly style. But yeah,
cool.
Those are a few people.
Dig it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Well, I was thinking before we move into our news story segment, we could do a reality check.
Yes.
So
I don't think that we've done this segment on podcast
because I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
But I remember.
And I
this
think
time.
that I've only done this segment with you one time ever.
All right, so
But this was a bit you did.
This was a bit I did when I would have interviews on our radio show Dizzy Spell, which Jake was on one time. Jake, you were a guest on Dizzy Spell early days, well before HP materialized in the studio. So maybe we did this before, but the idea is this. The reality check segment is a time for us as the listeners to learn a little more about you by finding out on a scale how likely you think something is to be real or reality. So the scale is -3 to 3. -3 meaning you don't think it's real. 0 undecided. 3 meaning you think it's very real. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the reality check?
Yes.
Maybe we need a cool robot.
Yeah, cool sound effect here.
Time for reality check.
Thanks, Mac.
I just also want to say I love the -3 to +3 scale. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's how we should do movies, music, everything. Forget 1 out of 10.
There's no middle in there.
-3 to 3.
Yeah.
That's a good
Thank
point.
you.
Yeah, there is no middle.
Thank you.
Where does it come from? Where'd you pull that from?
I actually don't
You just
remember.
came up with it?
No, I didn't come up with
Genius.
it, but
Brilliant.
yeah, I don't know where it came from, but a long time ago. So, all right. So I'll go first, and then maybe you want to throw in at Jake.
I'm going to do
How's
my
that sound?
best.
Okay. And again, like if you don't know what the thing is, that's okay too. But all right. We'll start off with kind of an easy one. On a scale of -3 to 3, how likely do you, Jake Johnston, think it is that Bigfoot is real?
I'd say 1.66.
I don't know if you can pull decimals into this thing.
Why not? No rules of the reality check.
We're already on a -3 to 3 scale. Then you throw in decimals in the thing?
1.66.
I was saying threes and.
Well, you lived in Washington. Washington.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever hear any
Never saw
stories? Or
My grandparents saw Bigfoot once, so that's
really?
why I just do a 1.6.
And you're still
I
at
do
a
a 1, but yeah.
1.6?
Well, she
does
said it
not
was either
trust.
Bigfoot or the biggest person they've ever seen crossing the street behind them. So, in the middle of
Why
the
can't it
woods,
be
like,
both?
I don't know. So I believe that person exists. There's something big out there. walking
I
around.
was either Bigfoot or the biggest person I've ever seen in my life.
I just don't know if it was Bigfoot.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, 1.66. What do you got?
1.66.
You got one?
I'm just gonna go classic with it. -3 to 3
Oh,
that the Earth is flat.
oh. -3 to. Is this for me?
Yeah.
I will. I'll go with -1.66. I mean, there's.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance, yeah.
A little doubt there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, then I'll go here. On a scale of -3 to 3, how likely do you think it is that we're living in the Matrix?
Well, I think it's a 3, but I don't think it means anything either way. I mean, like what is it? Yeah. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, no one knows what we're living in. I mean, yeah.
That's true. That's fair. No one knows what we're living in. You got any more?
Where does that put your thoughts on the Earth being flat in terms of it in relation to the Matrix?
Right.
I just want to quantify it. I get confused by the scale, even though I praised it.
I'm just saying, I've never been up in space and looked down, so there's a chance, That's what I've never,
That's true.
So you're kind of like a see it as.
But and in terms of living in the Matrix, I do experience life through my eyes and stuff, but I don't really know. I can't prove that anything outside of me exists, so I know I'm in some sort of interface, and what this interface is in my mind some sort of matrix, and it doesn't really make a difference.
If you were to stand up and look down at the Earth from space, the Matrix would make the Earth not flat.
The Matrix, okay, I don't.
So
yeah.
Jake, so I read this book. I'm trying to look up what year it came out. Okay, it came out in 1991. It's by Michael Talbot, and it's called Holographic Universe. You might enjoy this book. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And it gets into science that's been around since like the 50s or earlier. And it's a very interesting idea of a way to think about the Matrix.
I'll check that out.
You got one? Or is it my turn?
Oh. Yeah, it's your turn again.
Well, I'm surprised. For some reason, I just assumed that HP was going to say this one, so I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Go.
On a scale of -3 to 3, how likely do you think it is that the Loch Ness Monster is real?
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I'd say it's it's in line with Bigfoot, 1.66.
Oh, it's -3.
-3.
They've been so thorough. I'm on this crusade. I'm on the anti-Loch Ness Monster crusade. They have exhausted the search. They did it.
They did conduct a very big search last year and came up with nothing.
But then
really,
we got the ultimate cute quote from the kid that I wish I could do like an amazing
little kid
but like with the accent. But he said, maybe he's got a family and that's why he can't see him anymore. He's raising the family and that's why he's not around.
He's not a deadbeat father like Drake.
Yeah, that's why you can't see the Loch Ness Monster. He's off. Yeah. Shout out.
I think he's really good at hiding. So
Drake catching strays.
Yes.
Have we talked about the most recent?
The video?
The video?
Dude.
And but doing the song 5 times?
6 times.
6 times?
We haven't. I mean, yeah. Are you familiar at all with the Drake and Kendrick stuff going on?
I haven't really. Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't really know what's going on with that. Yeah.
-3 to 3. Drake is a pedophile.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's a 7. It's a 7.
I've seen stuff about that too, but I don't really keep up on Drake. I used to love Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm. We would listen to him all the time at the pizza shop. I forgot.
Yeah, I was. I don't really. I've never listened to Drake ever. I don't know anything about the guy. I know he was on a show back.
He was on Degrassi.
That
the
show.
Next Generation.
Yeah.
I don't see the appeal though. I don't really like his music. I mean, what I've heard, I don't like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
You heard it here, Dizzy Spellians. Jake Johnston doesn't listen to Drake. And that's all you need to know right there. All right. So thank you for joining us for our reality check segment, Jake Johnston. That was enlightening. That tells me a little more about you, and I appreciate that.
Loading database. Loaded.
So I wanted to bring up a couple news stories that I think are very appropriate to end our season finale episode on here at Dizzy Spell. And the first is, there's another one. June 25th, 2024 in Colorado, a rectangular mirrored monolith was spotted atop a hill in Colorado, 70 miles outside of Denver. Do you remember, Jake, these silver monoliths that were popping up over the past couple years? What do you think this is about? Anyone got theories or?
I don't know. I mean, if I had a lot of money, I'd be doing stuff like that for fun, just because. Why not?
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, originally when those monoliths were popping up in 2020, there was like a local business that admitted one of them they put up for promotional purposes. There was like some that they said were made by an artist, and then there were sort of these copycat artists. But it's like, why would you wait 4 years and then do it again? What's that about?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? It's just, is it like to me?
Distract from the election cycle.
Maybe. I don't think it did that good of a job.
Yeah.
It was that. Maybe.
I'm hearing about it right now. So
yeah. From your top political podcast here, the Disney Spell podcast. I don't know. I just thought this was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like there's not really like so much mystery around like, oh, it's obviously human made, but I don't know. I just think it's like, the mystery is, why would people go to the effort of these amounts of energy and time and money to do this thing? I don't know. Just to get on the news? Is that it? Is that just everyone just wants to have their like moment in the sun? Do you think that's what drives people? Let's get down to it.
Yes. I think yes is the answer.
I think it's a prank. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking a little bit more about the like 15 minutes of fame cycle lately, especially because of the, how do you say it? Haktum? Are we going to talk about her on here?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Are we going to talk about it?
What's there to say?
She's from Tennessee, isn't she?
It was on Broadway.
It was Nashville, yeah.
It was on Broadway.
I saw that, yeah. Oh, that was on Broadway?
You can see, okay, we're going to talk about it because we're already there. Because when we and Abby were driving in the car, she was completely, didn't know anything about it. I was like, just look it up. Find like the original video. There's like the kind of, you can find the kind of like good, like emotional, like hometown hero videos about that girl from the town that she's from in Tennessee, small town wherever, where they're like, drone shots of the neighborhood and like her, like interviews with her family where they're like,
oh wow,
she was always special growing up and we never thought that something like this would happen. And it's like,
what a time to be alive. What a time. Broadway making us so proud, as usual.
It is what it is. Slow news week.
Yeah.
Needed something. Something's got to take over the internet every once in a while. When there's like, it's a mixed bag. Something's going to be going viral at all times. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's, there wasn't a whole lot. So I guess we're putting all our eggs in this basket. And we're talking about the Hawk 2 girl all week.
Yeah, that's real. Well, the last thing I wanted to bring up today, this is an interesting one. So I'm going to see if I can drop this link really quick into our chat here so that you can also see this, Jake. So a new crop circle has appeared.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
June 30th. It's about 180 feet in diameter, and this is near Stonehenge.
Wow.
Pretty cool looking stuff here, right? I am very fascinated by this. I mean, I know on our old show we talked about crop circles a little bit, but,
Yep.
the general consensus is I don't know. I mean, is this just another silver monolith situation? Because the way these things are constructed is like really seems like there's some level of technology or I don't know, something going on.
You know, when they comes up and the thing that everybody says is like there's no like you know, the way that they're perfectly laid down and not broken and and everything like that. You know, I'm not an expert. I'm not a farmer. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things that's so easy to lie about. You know, if you told me there's no way for a human being to, or any machine that we have to perfectly lay down to perfectly without breaking the cornstalk, I'm going to believe that. Do I really think that that's true? No. Because I don't know that. Like, I don't know anything about corn and harvesting and things like that. I think that's such an easy lie to tell.
Right.
You know, that's the kind of thing that you just say with confidence, and the average person who's never interacted with or never farmed or even been outside or gardened or anything just goes, oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is interesting.
But shout out to the craftsmanship, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a hoax or not.
Like, what if this is just an alien who listens to Tool a lot?
Looks sick. Looks sick. No matter what's going on, somebody, whether it be human or you know, extraterrestrial, somebody was like, dude, this is the sickest logo and it needs to go right here.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Jake, did you see the second link I posted there? Because that one actually, that one has better photo overall. But yeah, so I found this other Reddit post that is from Our Aliens, and it's up close photos of the crop circle. So shortly after it materialized, a Redditor went to it because they realized how close it was, and they got some up close pics standing in it. Which, can you imagine? Like, how cool would that be to like stand in a crop circle? That is my goal now. I don't want to meet an alien. I just want to stand in a crop circle.
Yeah. Well, you can. The thing is that looks exactly like the corn maze that I'd be going through every Halloween.
This one? It looks like that.
Not far off. You know.
I mean, the thing is,
corn maze.
The regular lines on the cornfield, and they look pretty impressive. They're really straight, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The not crop circle lines. So I'm like, how are those made?
Yeah.
I'm saying they're in cahoots. This is them.
So I think you have a good point.
The big fall harvest.
They're just practicing for the harvest. I like it. I don't know. I to the end of time am just endlessly fascinated by crop circles. They're so
cool.
interesting.
That's what I'm saying. No matter what, they're awesome. Doesn't matter.
There it is.
Cool. Whether they have higher meaning or not, looks sick from above. And that's all we can really ask for.
Scale of -3 to 3. How likely do you think it is that crop circle was made by an alien?
-3.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that was made. Yeah, I think an alien would have made something way cooler.
Do?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You think they would make it way cooler looking?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Not dope enough.
So do you think some crop circles?
The crop circle's impressive. It looks like it was made, you know, there's impressive technique and stuff. But I mean, it's just pressing down the corn.
Whoa. I never
I feel like the alien would use like a laser or something and burn the ground, or, you know.
Has anybody specifically disproved that, like, the corn is hard to lay down flat?
I don't think it is. Like, I don't know.
Maybe that can be one of the deep dives we do for season 2.
It looks too mechanical to be made by an alien, you know. It looks like somebody laid down the corn with a machine.
But they have technology far beyond what you could even imagine.
Maybe. I mean, I just don't see aliens doing something like that. I don't know.
They wouldn't do that.
You know what? Fair. I like it. All right. Well, once again, thank you, Jake Johnston, for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh man, we are
I hope you had fun chatting.
Yeah, we're
thank
happy
you.
you
Yeah,
got to meet us here, all the way from Los Angeles. yeah, we are just so pleased to get to talk to you. Everyone out there, Dizzy Spellians, be sure to go check out goblinvideos.com and holler at Jake if you need a music video for your band. I mean, a lot of our listeners are Nashville people and they got bands. Oh, they got bands.
I'm excited to see the goblins.
Oh yeah. I got to show you the goblins. I haven't even shown you.
Never seen them.
I love it.
I've created an image in my mind, and I'm just curious how close I'm going to be.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And then watch the new season of Futurama.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Cool. Is this going to be the final season, or do you know?
No, I think so. There's 2 seasons, and then it's got renewed again. So hopefully, I'll be back again, working on the next one, and we'll see.
So mote it be.
Yeah.
So mote it be.
It's got renewed for 4 more seasons, I guess, total. I think it will be on now.
Crazy.
I'm not sure how the numbers work anyway.
I remember when Futurama came out. Like, I vividly remember seeing it on the TV Guide, on the cover of TV Guide in the supermarket, like when it was airing. It's crazy. I love it. It's very cool that it's like still around. It's still a really good show. The animation's awesome, and my friend is a part of it. I mean, couldn't be any cooler. I love it.
Time to say farewell.
All right, well, you've been listening to Dizzy Spell, beaming in from We Own This Town studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Special thanks to Jay Childers for the sound bed music you hear all throughout our episodes. You can check out more of his work at jchilders.bandcamp.com. Speaking of Blank Range, he was in that band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then thanks to our producer, Michael Eads, and our podcast network, We Own This Town, for hosting us. Thank you to Mac Burrus for editing this episode, and to Victoria Ocampo for our logo and design. Special thanks to our interview guest, Jake Johnston. And you can follow us on Instagram at DizzySpellWorld. Please leave us a review on your preferred streaming source. 5 is a magic number, please.
Just 5s.
Just 5 beans. We just need 5 magic beans to keep going to make season 2. Keep an eye out. Maybe by the time you hear this, our merch store will be in existence.
Cool.
There's some very fun merch on there. I designed a sticker that says, "Pardon my driving, I'm suffering from sauceritis."
That's a good one. That's the one I'm going to put.
Yeah. So go check that out. You can get a sweet camouflage Dizzy Spell hat. What more do you need?
I have that too.
Yeah. What more do you need?
I like it.
I love it. All right. Later, Earthlings.
Bye.